Build it, Lord. Hey, you guys, how you guys are feeling today? This is LaDon. I am in the house, and I'm hoping you guys enjoy your day. My day's been pretty good. If you like my video, like. If you want to describe. You know the drill. But what I want to talk about today is getting my shit together. Get your shit together. I remember um, I was working for this job, and I lost my job during that time. And I had to go back, live with my mom and dad. Live with my mom and dad. And I appreciate them letting me live with them. But it was hard. It was extremely hard during that time. I stayed with my mom and dad, and I didn't know why I would have to stay with my mom and dad, but I had to during that time. I lost everything. I lost my job. I lost my apartment. I just didn't know how I was gonna get things back. And I lived with my brother too during that time. And I was on unemployment, looking for jobs, and it was hard during that time. And that was about 15 years ago. And I was struggling. I had the same shoes on. I remember I had one pair of shoes, and I couldn't afford no other shoes. So I took care of the one shoes. I used to shine them up every day and wear them and just wear them. And I used to have my shirt. I used to wash it every day. I didn't buy that many clothes because I didn't have that much money and nothing like that. I just dealt with what I had to deal with during that time. And during that time, I did was with my ex at the time. And I used to go hang out with her and used to stay in hotels and get food. And that was the place where I can get my mind from. She used to come pick me up, and we used to stay out in San Diego in nice hotels and go out to eat, and I was appreciative of that during that time because I was really going through the struggle. And I had to stay after that. I had to stay with my brother, and I appreciate my brother letting me stay with him. But during that time, I didn't have no money. I was struggling. I remember staying with my brother, and I just barely could make it. But I went out. I went out during that time after I looked for a job, just to get my mind away. So I went out, and I had to try to hustle. I had a car, so I lived in a small town, and I had friends that wanted to go places. So I used the money to uh, um, I was like the taxi during the time. And he used to give me $10 here, $5 here, and that was just my little money. And my friend during the time, he used to cut my hair, so I was cool with that and stuff like that. And we used to just go out. I didn't have that much, but during that time in a small town, it was a lot of stuff to do. When you're in a small town, you have to. A lot of people don't understand about a small town. A small town is a place where you have to start meeting friends and start trying to gather up friends when you can have a better life. I mean, being by yourself is all fine and dandy, but finding friends is important in a small town because they're looking for something to do, and you're looking for something to do. So two heads are better than one. If you can get three heads, you can get four heads, then you're getting better. When they tell, oh man, we're doing this weekend, or we're doing that this weekend. But living in a small town, all I learned is if you don't have no friends, then it's just work, home, and TV. TV is exciting, or video games, or join something, but they don't have too much to do in a small town. But when I was out there, I had a lot of friends. I had friends and friends and friends, so it was cool. When my car broke down, somebody else had a car. And it was all fun and dandy. I lived with my mom and my dad and my brothers, and I didn't know why I was living there at that time. I was just like, why I'm living here, you know? But it was hard during that time. It was a time when Bush was in office, and it was hard to find a job, and I couldn't find one. I put in applications after applications, and unemployment. When I was looking for jobs, we had unemployment for a long time back then, y'all. It was not like it's 6 months back then. Back then it was like 3 years, you know. You didn't have to worry about it. You was just like, I'm gonna keep putting in jobs and hope for the best. But during that time, unemployment was 3 years. Okay, 3 years. Now it's like 6 months. It was good old days back in them days. But I was struggling, and I had to live and give my brother some money to rent and pay my car note, and it sucked. It sucked, and I struggled, and I struggled, and I struggled. And what happened was, I started working for. I had too much stuff to do. I didn't have that much stuff to do, but put in jobs, so I went to go help out with the homeless, and that was all fine and dandy. But I had to keep myself busy because when you don't have a job, your energy is at the max. You can't sleep. People sleep because they went to work, but you up like this. Well, what I'm gonna do? You be up to 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. But it sucked during that time. But I had to go through it and all that. But I think it was the reason. I didn't understand why I had to go backwards. I didn't understand why I go backwards, but I'm happy I did. I learned in my life that I got closer to my brother. I forgave my dad. I getting closer to my family, my mom. My brother came home from prison. My other brother, it was like I was gone for a long time. But when I lived in that small town, it's like we became a family. And I had other family too. And I was appreciative of that. And I struggled a lot during that time. And during that time, I remember I used to walk to church, because my car was down at the time, so I had to walk to church. So I walked to church and did what I had to do to make it. And I sit there and I suffer for so many years, trying to figure out how do I get a job to get out this situation. And, and my friend had little jobs that, I could make a little $5 or, $4. Some jobs little jobs that made a little inside, My mom gave me a little money from working and doing what I had to do, It was hard. It was extremely hard and stuff like that. And I remember them days, and I'm just like, oh, why me? And I bet you're looking at yourself going, why you too? But sometimes God leaves you on a path that, he says, I know the plans for you. It's not disaster. It's the things that hope for. And sometimes we think this plan's going to happen. Sometimes we think we're going to keep our job forever. Sometimes we think we're going to keep our apartment and stuff like that. Like now, thousands of people lost their job because you don't know what's going to happen. God knows the plans. And just hope that them plans are going to lead you to somewhere nice, but you got to go through something to get something. But during that time, I struggled. And I remember I went to my family house, and I was with my ex at the time. And my uncles pulled me over. We was outside barbecuing, and it was a family event. I believe it was 4th of July. And we was outside, and I was, drinking, having a good time. And we was outside by the garage, and I had 3 uncles sitting there, And my uncle was like, man, how do you get that girl? How do you get her? She was a doctor, And I was just like, I don't know, I don't have a doctor's degree, but she had a doctor's degree. And she liked me. And he said, Don, We love you. All my three uncles were sitting there, man. We love you, man. We want the best for you, but you need to get your shit together. And I didn't, and I said to myself, like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, they was like, man, we love you, but you're a man. You got to take care of your business. You got to do what you got to do, but get your shit together. Be more serious. Take more stuff. Work harder. And that time when they told me on that by the garage, one of them died. One of my uncles died. Rest in peace. He died from, I believe, a tumor in his head, and the other two are still here. But I appreciate them. But they told me, and I went home that day and I started taking things more serious. I started doing more jobs and started really not going out and, really just buckling down on getting what I wanted, And I remembered this to this day, and it's 2023, and that was 15 years ago or 20 years ago. I think it was 15 years ago. And to this day, I'm very appreciative of what they say. So I had to work hard to get where I was, but I got my own place now. I got my car. I do work. And I have everything I want. I know a lot of times we look back and we say to us, I want everything in the apartment and be filled up. Because we want to do, as soon as we get an apartment, we want to fill it up to the max, and I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that. Really, just buy you a bed and just build and take your time. Little money, pay for this, pay for that. But during that time, I still didn't get my shit together because I had a lot of cheap shit in my apartment. 99-cent stuff, 99-cent store, and cheap stuff that I was not happy about. So what else helped me was I went to this lady's house when I was doing, working as an independent contractor, serving food. And this lady had a beautiful home. It was a nice house. It was a mansion. And I looked in and I gave her food to her. I said, here you go. And I looked and I seen it. And I was just like, God, I would love to have that. And I'm telling you the truth. I went home and I knew how I really started getting my stuff together. I had my place, I had my car, but my house was not like a 99-cent store cheap. And I went to the store, and I remember I said, let me go ahead and scrub this and get this stuff ready and throw stuff away and let God bless me. And I got awesome. I got the awesome cleaner. And I remember I sprayed. I remember I sprayed on the kitchen wall. I was like, oh, and I sprayed. And I never knew about awesome. I didn't know about that totally awesome spray. And, I said, let it sit. And, let it sit. And I remember I was trying to wash some grease off in my kitchen before. And it stayed there. But I remember I sprayed up awesome. I said, let it sit there. I know it's going to take a little long time to get this grease off because it's hard to get grease off. And I got that totally awesome the first time in the store. It's like Jesus. And I wiped my wall and I was just like, the grease is gold. And man, I took that totally awesome product and I cleaned everything. My house, I cleaned every grease spot. I cleaned the whole spot. I threw stuff away that was 99 cheap and everything. And I said, God, you got to do the work. And one day, I came in and I started making more money and I started having everything I want. Bad, nice TV, nice couches, nice bed. I started having everything I want. And I learned in life that sometimes we just limit what we want. You know? My mom always told me, you settle for a penny. You settle for a penny. That's all you're going to get. But you got to believe that you want more in life. Got to believe. And let God do the work. And be willing to work to get it. To get where I'm at today, it took a hard work and dedication. But I was so proud of myself then. And my house started looking really nice, you know. I started looking at stuff. It was not like 96 store, you know, because I was not appreciative of what I had. I was more like, why me? Why me? Why I can't have it? But you learn in life that you can have it. But one thing I had to learn in life, you have to get your shit together. Get your shit together, you'll be better. But it takes time. And I learned in life, while you're getting your shit together, you just have to wait your turn. And everything will come the way you want. But I'm so happy that my uncles told me that. Get your shit together, and I got my shit together. But I don't know. You know, man telling you what to do and helping you out changed my life. But sometimes it just takes time to get your shit together. But it will work out as long as you believe. And now I'm not in need for nothing. You know, everybody will need more money, you know, but I'm happy with what I am. I'm not mad or not sad. But anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys today. And that was my topic. Get your shit together. I'm chilling today, y'all. It's a kickback day. But anyways, I had a damn good time. And I hope you guys did too. And what we're going to do before I leave, I'm going to do my song. LaDon, yeah. LaDon, yeah. LaDon in the house, yeah. LaDon, yeah. LaDon, yeah. LaDon in the house, yeah. LaDon in the house, yeah. LaDon. I messed that up a little bit, but I put a little beat. LaDon. It was different a little bit, but at least I did it, you know. But anyways, you guys, hope you guys having a good Thursday, okay? But, bye!